Okay, so Olive Garden Zuppa Toscana soup. First, we're gonna start with about a tablespoon of olive oil. You don't wanna put too much because the sausage is gonna naturally render out some of its own fat. And we're gonna use Johnsonville hot Italian sausage. You can use mild or hot, it's up to you. I'm gonna take it out.
I'm getting just the pot.
You want to hear a nice sizzle in the pot, and then immediately you're going to go in and start breaking it up. And don't worry if it gets stuck slightly. Once the fat starts to render out, it's going to coat the pan and it's going to come up easily. And as it keeps cooking, the pieces are just going to get smaller, so don't worry about it. So once you've gotten to the stage where pretty much 75% of it is cooked, don't worry, it does not have to be cooked all the way through right now. And the oil has been released. You're gonna add in a large diced onion, stir that around. And at this point, you don't have to add any more oil since there's already the residual fat from the sausage. And you're gonna add in 6 cloves of garlic. If you want more, you can add more. If you don't like garlic as much, feel free to reduce it. And you're gonna let that go until the onions are pretty translucent. Okay, so now that the onions are nice and translucent and the garlic's nice and soft, we're gonna wanna bloom our spices. Just means getting them kind of toasty and nice with the hot fat. So we're gonna add in about a teaspoon of paprika, a little bit of crushed red pepper. Remember, we're already using spicy Italian sausage, so if you don't like it too spicy, you can go ahead and not add that. We're gonna add a teaspoon of parsley, teaspoon, maybe a half a teaspoon of some rosemary. Even though I'm already using garlic, I'm gonna use some garlic powder, has a different flavor. A little bit of basil, maybe a lot, and some oregano. And if you don't want to add all of that, if you have Italian seasoning, that works just as good. Now we're gonna add 3 large potatoes. They're about 1 inch. We're gonna mix that around. And then 2 cups of chicken stock. And now you're gonna wanna turn your heat to high to get it to boil. And 1 quart of water, which is 4 cups. Maybe 3 cups. Then we're gonna add some black pepper and Redmond real salt, the best salt ever. The link is in my bio. And stir it around, keep it on boil, add the lid, and let it go for 15 minutes. Okay, now I'm gonna add a bag of Fresh Express spinach, and it is frozen. If you have fresh, you can use fresh. This actually calls for kale, but I didn't have kale, so simple swap. I'm just gonna go ahead and wilt that in. And let that cook with the lid off for about 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so now last and final step, potatoes are cooked, spinach is in. You're gonna wanna temper your heavy cream, which just means literally adding hot liquid into it so it doesn't start cooking immediately. Once it's warm, you're just gonna add it in. And now it's ready.